going out there in podcast land or YouTube land or phone land, computer land. This place has a lot of names. How are you guys doing? This is Mark Aviglio coming at you with the Plains People podcast, fresh out of Fargo, North Dakota. This is episode 23, coming at you at January 6th, man. What's up? This is New Year. That's the first podcast of the new year, man. 2019, is that what it is? 19? I don't know. Ever since, like, the last couple, I forget which one it is. I always have to look. Talking to a really awesome guy. This is Ryan Hoffart, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. Back in the day, I just knew him as Ryan. So, really cool guy. As part of, he's the vocalist of the band Baltic To Boardwalk. And, yeah, so we talk about that a little bit and talk about, actually, we kind of go on a lot of really cool tangents with this one, and it's a really good one. This is probably the podcast that time has flown by the fastest ever. We just kind of got into a good niche. He's a really cool guy, and yeah, so it was a good one. I'm excited to share this. We talk a lot about his band and stuff like that, and without further ado, you guys can jump right to it. So it's Mark Aviglio on the Plains People podcast, and here's my talk with Ryan. I feel like we did good. Like we can actually start the podcast now. So yeah, you said you came here when you were like 2, so you pretty much grew up in here.
Yeah, pretty much in front of them.
I know you're one of the few people I know the answer to this question, and you were south, not north. Right?
South High, yep.
Yep. Because we actually went to school around the same time.
A little bit. I think I was just right after you.
No, you were right before me. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, right before you.
I think you're a year or two older than me, not super more.
I don't know, maybe. I'm fucking old.
29, so
31.
Okay,
so a couple, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Because I know my first memory of ever knowing you, which I'm sure you know where I'm going, is when you worked at Pirates Den.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
which
so.
was like the goth
spot.
punk nerd out. Like, if you wear black,
you were there
constantly
yeah.
there. And then I worked at McDonald's, which meant
shit,
I was always
that.
constantly.
Yeah.
I forgot there was even a McDonald's there.
I know, right?
And then I remember
now it's an arcade.
Yeah, now that one's the arcade, and it's not even manned. It's just some shitty little arcade.
They replaced me,
though. Yeah.
10 years later.
Proves that you literally didn't have a purpose.
Nope. I was happy to get paid for it. But
an open wall can do the same thing you did, but
yeah, no shit.
Well, also, what do you? Actually, let's get to it. So, so I know that you. What do you play guitar now, right? Or
no, I'm just a vocalist in our band.
Yep. Okay, cool. I know I've seen you guys once, and if not twice, but it was quite a while ago.
Yeah, I think you were at a house show, right?
I was at the house show, and I even talked to Mike about this just 2 podcasts ago.
Because Mike's band played that too, right?
Yeah, it was Crab Legs, and it was you guys.
Yep.
And that show was weird because it was like 50% 17-year-old girls.
I know.
It made me very uncomfortable.
Yeah, right.
And especially since like I brought beer because I was like, okay, house show, I'm gonna get drunk.
Yeah.
And somebody's like, you have alcohol? I'm like, I'm 21. Fuck right. I'm drinking here. They're like, did you talk to the people? I'm like, they're throwing a show.
Yeah.
They gotta be okay with. I'm not pouring it down the girls' throats.
Right.
Like, I'm just gonna drink a PBR because that makes punk music sound better.
Yeah.
But
I think it was always chill there for people to drink as long as it wasn't underage.
I wasn't,
people too,
and I wasn't causing a scene.
No, right?
So just having a beer. But I think a friend of mine who I worked with at the time, Sebastian, was there too.
Oh, I know Sebastian too.
And he just everything I was worried about, he brought to 100%. So it was fine. Like I was like,
he was the asshole if anything.
Well, yeah, I was like, maybe we shouldn't jump around and make noise. It's like, okay, it's like, all right, Sebastian's doing it.
Broke through the wall.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't want to talk about the same show 2 weeks or a couple weeks in a row. So
the show was fun either way.
It was fun to just to have a punk house, to have basement shows, because it's really, I don't know what it is, but it fits it so much.
Oh yeah.
Of if there's a pillar in between you and the band,
it
just makes it that much better.
Exactly.
Makes it feel more like
If there's something blocking my view that is part of the foundation, like
of the place. If the ceiling has panels that they can fucking knock into, which is why the old school Red Raven was what it was.
Yeah.
It was such a good venue.
Yep.
And then later, New Direction, which I'm sure we'll get to, and also we have to talk to about that name. So, anyways. All right.
The New Direction? Is that where we're going?
Exactly. First time I heard that, I was like, do they know? Do they know?
We knew pretty fast.
Yeah, you found out fast, but you didn't know it until it went going.
No, because I mean the intent for the name was
Yeah, it
a
was-
song by the Gorilla Biscuits.
Oh, okay.
The New Direction, and
Okay.
that was a song by them, and it was about just going to a show and having fucking fun. That's the
Mm-hmm.
whole concept, that whole song, and it's like it just makes sense for a venue name in Fargo where
Yeah.
we're trying to going from one era to another. It just makes sense.
And it was a really good spot. And we'll fucking get
Yeah,
to
let
it.
you,
Okay.
you get off topic some more.
Dude, I'm the worst person to have a podcast, and
It's
here
okay.
I am. I'm just a tangent guy.
It's okay.
So, anyways, my dad once told me. I'm kidding. All right. So, where were we? What got you into the music that you're in now? What age do you say you got to?
Probably like 13, 14,
Okay,
maybe
so about
15
right.
even. What's that?
About normal.
Normal
age
for everyone,
shit.
teenage angst kind of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think a big one was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater
Oh, dude, for everybody.
soundtrack.
Yeah,
Got
absolutely.
so many people into punk.
Yep.
And like even Barrett, that was the first time Barrett ever heard something that wasn't country.
That's fucking crazy.
Right? And then he 3 bands before he went, and now he's got a band in freaking Portland.
Yeah, that's
Called
awesome.
Tough Guy. Yeah, he's doing great. I had him on here too. But
That's
that
awesome.
was just me talking to one of my best friends.
Oh yeah, Barrett's
Like,
fucking
it wasn't
incredible.
in any way. I was like,
Yeah.
tell me about yourself, because I don't know. You were fucking part of my wedding, and I've known you since 7th grade, and we've hung out every
What don't we
day.
know about each other?
Yeah. And then he's like, well, my mom, this. I'm like, yep, don't know that one. Keep going. Let's do everything. So anyways, it was that first soundtrack, like, opened him up, like, oh, music can be
Yeah.
not country.
Yeah.
I believe it was either the first or it had to have been one of the earlier Tony Hawks had AFI on it. I want to say 3.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
Yeah,
That sounds
that's
right.
what got him in the AFI, which this just ruined.
Never
him.
went away.
Never. Yeah, now he sings like the dude from AFI, and I'm like, come on, man, you should listen more Dead Kennedys or something.
Oh, I'm more of an AFI guy than a Dead
Really?
Kennedy guy. Always
Depends
been.
on the album, because there's about 5 bands
Yeah.
called AFI that are all the same people,
Yeah.
but there's about 5 of them.
Yeah.
And like, very proud of you. The first couple albums, I'm all for.
Yep.
I even like Sing the Sorrow for what it's worth.
Yep.
And it
Kind of varies
fucking
after that for sure.
really falls.
The newest EP isn't that bad. Missing Man, I think, is what it was called. It's only a couple of songs. It's an EP, so I've heard I think 2 songs off of it, and it's not. It's never going to be Punk Days of
No,
AFI.
they're never going back.
Yeah, they don't want
I
to.
know that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm fine with
Yeah.
that.
But it's good for what it is.
Yeah.
It's not, what was that rockabilly shit they did? The Love Crash, whatever bullshit. That's probably
Which I really didn't like.
Ugh.
I got through, what was it, December Underground. I got through December Underground and finally convinced myself to like it, and then I continued to listen to it. It took a long time.
I never got that far.
It's like if your husband's really into The Back Door and you just fight through it enough. And that was Barrett into that album.
Oh,
and then
jeez.
eventually I was like, all right, we can listen to it. It's numb at this point.
I'm feeling nothing.
Yeah, that's what that album was to me. I had to bite the pillow until it felt fine.
I had to tell a coworker the other day. I was like, "You only listen to December Underground from AFI," and I was like, "Why?
You're an album away.
Yeah,
Go back one album."
Once I saw them during the Sing the Sorrow because they played Sing the Sorrow
Yeah.
here. That album had just come out. And that
Yep.
Bleeding Through tour. That incredible tour.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? You've never heard nothing
Yeah.
else? Even Sing the Sorrow, like that's a gateway to a lot of people in general to music. Yeah,
I don't think a lot of people knew there was albums before.
Yeah,
that
I know,
for a long
right?
time.
Because
Which I didn't either. I
Yeah.
mean, I came in during Sing the Sorrow,
Yeah,
and
looked back,
I didn't
yeah.
get into it.
Yeah.
I look back at that album. It's more nostalgic than anything at this point, but I do look back at it very fondly. And there's a lot of songs on there. Leaving Song Part 2 is fantastic.
Oh,
There's
so
a
good.
lot of really good songs in there. But you just go back a couple albums. Black Sails is almost perfect.
Art of
And
Drowning is probably
Art
my
of Drowning's
favorite.
fantastic. And then there's something about Very Proud of You.
Yeah,
There's
super
so
good.
many, but a minute and a half songs. There's
Punk
Cruise
classics.
Control was fantastic on that album. There's so many good that, like, God, what's the, I'm trying to remember the chorus, I don't want to fuck you, don't want to fuck you, I don't want to fuck you,
Don't even know
so
that.
fuck you! And that's it. I believe the song's called Cruise Control. It's like a minute and a half. And
That's
it's
incredible.
so, like him being like this, like, I'm celibate, I'm gonna fucking murder you! Like, dude, what?
I just came across. It comes around I think once a year. I think it got posted last year. So it came around just about a month or 2 ago, and it was an old video of him bleached fucking hair in some VFW
buff.
basement.
Yeah.
He wasn't super buff at that point. He was so scrawny, and he's standing on some some platform, and he's like this far away from the ceiling, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And there's like 200 people in this small VFW just fucking losing their minds. AFI. I was like, this is cool as shit.
I remember, it was. I'm sure this video wasn't supposed to ever get out, but they were like playing it looked like a high school, and they looked like they were just out of high school or anything. And literally in the middle of the song, it stops, and they look at each other, and you just hear, "You suck!" Like really, like it's loud as the whole band. And I was like, "Oh my god, that is so perfect." Because no one got what they were doing.
Yeah, nobody understood it. Yeah.
They were like, I don't know, they were the attitude of punk, but not quite the sound of it, and not the message of it either.
Yeah.
So it was like this really odd thing.
Oh yeah.
Where we're really fast and in your face, but we're not anti-government. We're not any stuff that punk was at the time. Yeah. It's awesome. It's weird stuff.
I love AFI.
Yeah.
Oh.
But anyways, so what were we saying? So I hate AFI. No. So you're about 13. Do you remember what got you into it?
God, I don't even know offhand. Which is weird. I should. Fuck. I just know that my brother was listening to a lot of fucking like Green Day and Nirvana and shit, and that was that one thing. I think I got road rash for like PlayStation or something like that, and that was part of it, and it had like Soundgarden on it.
Yeah.
And it was just nothing but like the same 3 Soundgarden songs over and over again, and then I played my Tony Hawk demo until it broke, and that was I heard a lot of fucking shit off that first one.
Yeah. On that had like a fucking Suicidal Tendencies and Psychovision on it, and had Goldfinger on it. So many good random. It's so funny is I kind of went through my punk phase and then grabbed a couple bands, and I never got into Suicidal Tendencies until recently.
Oh really?
I was like, yeah, like I never got it.
And then I was
get
like,
that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like I like this stuff now, but like
I just saw a meme yesterday, I think.
Suicidal Tendencies.
No. It was Bird Box. Okay. And then the singer's got that fucking bandana that's like barely over his eyes, and it just said Suicidal Tendencies Bird Box, and I'm like, fuck off.
Yeah, Mike was his name, and he would wear this thick ass. Like the bandana had to be like 4 times the size of any bandana. It was way too big. And it would go past his eyebrows, and I don't know if he was bald or what. You couldn't see anything after that.
He's just from California, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So like,
well, it was great because if you like look at the videos, they look like Mexican lowriders, and they had literal lowriders doing it, and then the music was like,
like what the fuck's going on?
like we're gangsters into punk for like a minute.
I'd like to hope that you just see lowriders cruising down the fucking street listening to that.
Slamming that shit.
Sadly, we live in North Dakota.
Yeah, for real. But anyways, I think we've now exhausted the Tony Hawk soundtrack. So anyways,
that's fair.
Tony Hawk 2 had Rage Against the Machine. I'm kidding.
Moving on
to the next one. All right, so trying to let me fill in the gap for you getting into kind of what is now defining you as, I don't know what defines you as a person. I know that you're in a band now.
Just a dude.
Fill in the gap to getting into punk music, and then like to Pirates Den, and then we can move on from there.
Sure.
You get to do any musical stuff at all before then?
I think one of the big I got into like pop punk more than I got into punk. Yeah.
Yeah, of course you did, because My Chemical Romance was a thing. And
that's not even pop punk.
But that got a lot of people going back. There was like Mest and a bunch of other
I think I got way more into the Used than I did into My Chemical Romance. That first album I still love too. I saw them for the first time that few months back when they played here. Yeah. They played in the Sanctuary.
I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah.
I just love the Sanctuary.
Yeah, it's got
to be one of the best venues.
Oh, it's sound-wise, it's incredible, and it's just got big open space.
Flogging Molly there.
Yeah.
And we're just everyone was jumping.
Yeah.
And it's on the second floor.
Oh yeah,
and
you feel
literally you feel the fucking ground move, and I'm just sitting there going, there's a problem.
There's a wave happening, and it's the floor.
and then in the middle of like one of my favorite like Flogging Molly songs, I was like, I'm okay with this.
If we die right now,
it's fine. Like I'm hearing Salty Dog. My wife's over there. Let's do this.
I've been at a few shows at the aquarium where it's felt like that too. Oh, it's just terrifying. It's like this is a lot. At the Sanctuary, it's not as far down, but at fucking aquarium, it would be a lot, like double the fucking height.
So think what you're falling onto.
Yeah,
in the
other
too.
people.
You're falling onto a bar.
Yeah.
Usually at Sanctuary, if there's a show upstairs, no one's downstairs.
I think there's just tables set up down because it's just a banquet room.
Yeah, you'll just free fall for a bit. Whatever.
If I go through a table, I'd just be every wrestling fantasy, I guess.
Well, also, if you're, right? If you're not the, first 10 people to go through, you'll just land up 10 people, so you're good.
I don't want to suffocate from people either, though. That sounds awful.
Yeah, so you want to be the last person. But anyways, that was my flogging Molly story. So
I probably listened to like Good Charlotte and like the Used and shit around the same time. I got into a lot of that stuff and that in that time frame, obviously like Blink-182 and all that shit.
I wasn't into Good Charlotte, but every girl I dated was.
Yeah, so you had a type.
Yeah,
a Good Charlotte type.
No, that was just every girl back then.
Yeah, every girl back then.
Every girl that wore black was into Good Charlotte. And then I was into grunge, which didn't move over. Like, for some reason. I was like, so you guys want to listen to Alice in Chains? No! I'm like, oh.
A few years back, it kind of came back a little bit.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. And honestly, there's a lot of good bands that came out of it.
Well, I'm a Nirvana guy, but a B-side Nirvana guy. I can't listen to Teen Spirit again to save my life.
Oh, fuck that. That's like one of the worst songs they ever put out. Yeah.
But if you give me Negative Creep or anything off of Bleach or just the B-sides off of Incesticide, there's so much good music there.
I was that guy that really liked In Utero. I liked In Utero a lot. So.
Just their B-sides are just so phenomenal, and then no one fucking knows them.
Yeah, of course.
So, like, I went to, it was like a Nirvana, and they were called the Wicked Garden. It was still a fun thing, but it was like this, it was like grunge music tribute bands.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole time I was like, so you're going to play something that isn't a hit?
Yeah, right.
And the lead singer's like, well, I'm into this stuff. They're literally just like a drummer I found on Craigslist. And and there's like, they know the singles, They barely even knew those until I joined the band. And I was like, all right, well,
shit.
All right, here comes a famous song for Pearl Jam, and then a famous song from SDP, and then a famous song from Nirvana, and then we're going to take a break. All right.
There's a Nirvana cover band coming to that new venue, TAK or TAK. Have you seen anything about that? Is
it the one that's in like Dilworth? I know.
Yeah, it's pretty much in Dilworth.
Yeah, I've heard there's gonna be a venue in Dilworth, and I've heard a lot of people like, dude, why? Because the cops in Dilworth really don't like humans.
Yeah, and
which
plus
was the earlier story.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but it sounds like it's smaller than Sanctuary.
Okay.
It's like middle range kind of venue. But there's gonna be a Nirvana cover band. They're called Nirvana. I got the email for it and I was like, fucking deleted that shit real fast. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, why the fuck did you name it this? Like anything else.
There's so many good things from Nirvana you could play off.
Yeah.
You could even be Teen Spirit.
Yeah,
that
would be fine.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Or Out Utero.
I hate,
Out Cesticide. There's so many easy. I just came up with 3.
Yeah, right? And they're better than Nirvana.
Like, I would have never came up with Nirvana.
No.
I could have done 100 ones. I would have never.
It's 5 dads just like,
What's wrong with Nevermind?
Yeah.
Nevermind would have been a great one.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
I don't get that shit. Never gonna get it.
Anyways. Okay, so I think so you're just like kind of the pop punk of that time, kind of that emo wave of the first bit of it, the Taking Back Sunday kind of.
For sure, yeah, I was into Taking Back Sunday a little bit. I was probably into like Brand New more than I was Taking Back Sunday. Not so much the new shit of all that shit that went down. If you heard anything about that, but
no, nothing. I know nothing about that.
We don't want to talk about that. Fuck
what
that
was
guy.
Another one? Thursday? I'm trying to remember.
I like Thursday. I saw Thursday a couple years ago, actually.
Oh, really?
They were
I bet they put on a great show. And you know why
so
I know
good.
this? I think it was. I want to say it was Rolling Stone, but some magazine. Remember when those were a thing?
So, alternative press.
Yeah. Now they're alternative. Now they're just called zines, and it's like
I love zines.
Rolling Stones is a zine now.
Is that what it's called?
The Rolling Stone.
But is it just called the zine now, though?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh wow, you really got me. You really got me there.
You see, you would have believed it. Yeah, because it is
I would have believed it.
If it's on paper, it's hip.
Yeah.
But anyways, some whatever music magazine put out like 50 best bands to see live, and on it was like Tool, of course, and then Rage Against the Machine, which would have,
duh.
Yeah, like I've never seen Rage live. They're one of my favorite bands. I would fucking love to.
Yeah,
I've seen Tool live now, finally. Took me a long time. Took my wife to it, who didn't know Tool, and then the guy we sat next to, the guy who we stood next to, couldn't convince his wife to go.
Oh,
and he's
shit.
like, well, my wife wasn't into Tool, so it came alone. I was like, she don't fucking care about Tool.
Could all go with my way.
Like, I fucking gave her fucking an $80 ticket for her to be like, I think I remember this one. Thanks, honey. we were totally getting wasted and banging in the hotel. That's what, come on. But anyways, I'm not going to tell you if that happened or not because I can't remember.
That's
right. I got wasted. Ran into like the 5 people from Fargo who we kind of knew.
Yeah.
Just like, all right, guys, let's get wasted. All right. And that's what we ended up doing. But anyway, so that was my tool. So anyways, magazine listed all these like names you would think.
Yep.
And then number 2 was Thursday.
Weird.
And they didn't have a gimmick. And
Yeah.
half the other bands were like
gimmicky bands, yeah.
Were not, I wouldn't say complete like Rage and Tool kind of because they'll spray paint and do stuff and he hides in the shadows and this and
that's
that.
just him.
Well, I've seen a Perfect Circle live and he's like front of the stage.
Yeah, he's a different person for sure, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then I've seen Pussyfur.
Yep.
And Pussyfur was one of the coolest shows. I wouldn't say good, but it definitely was weird. Like I've never seen it before because everyone sat like we were looking into the green room.
Okay.
Was the stage.
Okay.
Because they have like a bigger band than they needed for each song.
Okay.
So if you were a member to like, if you were the drummer for this song or whatever, you left and then they just like played like a video, like there was a camera just right up to your face. Jesus. And there was like 5 giant screens of just musicians like right on their face. It was so weird.
That is weird.
So you would see who was there? Mila Jovovich was singing for him.
Because she's in that band, yeah.
Yeah. And then my favorite drummer, Tim Alexander from Primus, was drumming for him. So I got to see like a lot of really cool stuff, but it was like such a weird concert because we're watching them hang out and eat hors d'oeuvres and drink and whatever, just hang out and do green room stuff, and one of them was on their phone the whole time. Like, they were ignoring the stage, and then we're just seeing these screens of close-up of people rocking, and I'm like, what is happening? Such a weird show. So anyways, I've seen Pussyfur, seen APC, and yeah, so then Maynard during a Tool show is over in the fucking corner, and you kind of see the outline of him. And we didn't know until they like turned the lights on. He was wearing full-on riot gear.
Holy fuck.
And I didn't know until the end of the concert. I was like, what? So you can't even see the dude.
It's like an art piece at the very end.
Yeah, pretty much. And then he comes out wearing like full-on riot gear. Like, what? He was doing that? You know, he blew his hip out because he stomps.
It's like too hard?
Yeah, too hard.
Constantly?
Because he's in 3 bands that are constantly touring. That doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
And then
he's got a winery, right?
And he's got a winery with Tim Alexander and Mila Jovovich.
Oh, it's with them too? Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, so they he never sleeps, and he blew his hip out because he just stomps all the time. But anyways, so all that being said, Thursday doesn't have that show. They just rock the fuck out.
Yeah, they're just killer live. Even it was like the 10 or 15 anniversary for one of their massive albums. I was into them, but it was not one of those like I'm seeking out all their album kind of shit. But I saw them because they were on tour with this band called Basement and Touche Amore. I'm super into Touche Amore, and Basement's like they're kind of like grunge wave, alternative rock kind of shit now too.
You went over my head. I have no idea what you just... Touche Amore? I haven't heard these bands.
Touche Amore is kind of like a melodic kind of hardcore band.
Oh, okay.
They played New Direction, that was the Red Raven, probably 2012.
Okay.
So it was a ways back. It was one of the first big shows of the New Direction, too.
Okay.
That sold out, like, instantly.
Nice.
And that band's fucking killer. They just did 1,000 shows.
Wow.
Period as a band. They've been a band for a little over 10 years.
I don't think I've done 1,000 of anything.
Yeah, right?
Besides, like, sleep and shit.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But I think they just put out an album for their 10,000 show, and they put, like, all their bangers are on that fucking album. And it's just all live. It's cool. And then this band, Basement, they're from the UK. And they're kind of, like, grungy sounding.
Okay.
They're really, their last couple albums have been more grunge sounding. They used to be, like, more pop punk kind of rock before. And they were on tour with Thursday. And I didn't go for Thursday, but I was like, oh, I get to see Thursday, too.
Yeah.
And all of them are fucking old, and they just fucking killed it.
That's awesome.
What's his face? The singer, I can't think of his name. I don't know. He's got a weird name too. He looks exactly the same. For the last 15 years, he looks identical. Still has his fucking swoopy ass hair.
Yeah.
He looks like he's straight out of a Tony Hawk fucking video. Jeff,
thank you.
Thank you.
I
appreciate it.
He's our fat guy.
Yes.
He's like the
Google.
guy that Joe Rogan has.
He's the Google machine.
Jamie, there you go. He's our Jamie. Hey,
Jamie, pull that shit up, Will.
Yeah, pull that shit up, Jamie. Can we get a Jamie one day? That'd be great. That's when you know you made it. Yeah. When you got a fact dude who's literally just there to check what people say. Yeah. Just awesome.
You should only use Urban Dictionary for looking anything about those.
Yeah, just you're not allowed to use Google. You can look up any other way.
Ask Jeeves only.
What about this video game? Well, I looked it up on Pornhub. What?
There's a lot of videos, and they look like they have furries. I don't.
There's somebody playing it, and I think something's happening when he's playing it. Yeah.
Well, there's a VR involved, but I don't think it's the right way.
Yeah. I don't know who those are marketed to. People who just, I want my porn surrounding me.
Yeah,
like
that shit throws me.
I regret watching it normally, man. You want it to literally be your world.
God.
I feel bad when I look at my wife nothing's weird about what I just did in the bathroom. And then if I went and VR'd, it's like an event.
Just walking out sorry, nothing happened.
I sweat and get overworked out normal VR. Normal VR, I'm drained. I'm just playing a video game with my whole body. Now I'm watching porn with my whole body. What the fuck?
Now you're drained 2 ways.
And I don't even like POV anyway. Zoom back, man.
That's not my category.
No, it'd be weird if it was a non-POV. If it was that, because now you're just some weird creep guy watching two people bang. That's even weirder.
That's a subcategory within a category.
I'd be more okay with that one. I'm just like the creep in the window. Yeah, let's do that. Get on it, Jamie.
That's if that's not made yet, you better patent that shit.
That's $1 billion. Okay.
This apartment's about to be real weird.
What do you think we got the cat?
Oh, we're talking about furries. I got.
Real quick, last time I dropped acid, I saw a fucking naked dude.
Yeah,
I saw a fucking naked dude. Yeah, when me and Renee fucking dropped acid.
There's still a microphone here, right?
Oh,
Keep going.
Well,
he's not naked VR down there?
No, he's not doing naked VR, but we open up the window and there's just a fucking naked dude standing there. I saw his dick.
That's how naked works?
Yeah.
Wait, he was naked and his dick was out?
What?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He was just coming out of the shower.
We all gotta know, was it a nice dick?
No.
No.
Is any dick a nice dick? Let's be real here.
Mine's a nice dick. I got a nice dick. Ryan's got a nice dick. We're all nice dicks. I think if you're showing it to a window, it's not. That's it. If normal people don't want to see it and you have to go to lengths hey, I surprised you to see my dick, it must not be a good dick at that point. Because I got people who voluntarily want to see mine.
Was he trying to show it to you?
No, I think he was just out in the shower, but I'm over here fucking dancing around like a fucking idiot, and Renee's over here listening to fucking Brand New.
We've come full circle.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's how I knew it. That was the first time I'd ever fucking heard Brand New.
Yeah.
I
don't listen to
that. Tripping fucking Brand New, and I look down in the window, and I'm like, "There's a naked dude."
Did you
That was Jessie Lacey actually from Brand New.
Confirm it?
Yeah, well, she came over.
Did see it then? Okay, cool.
She joined in on his trip
I was just gonna say, she looks down and she's like, "There's not even a window."
So was his dick like a tentacle? If I was tripping on acid, it probably turned into something fucking weird.
No, it depends on the trip.
I guess what
yeah, it was definitely more of a body trip.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm more of a sit there, don't see anything, and just solve the world's problems over and over and over and over again. And then when my friend asks me what's up, instead of speaking the million things I want to say to him, I just go, "Oh!"
You said all of it. Yeah, you said all of it right there.
I can't communicate at all when I'm tripping. I'm bad at it now.
Yeah.
But when I'm just hey! I just can't talk. My brain doesn't let me. Anyways.
This has gone a good way.
It's a good podcast. No one does drugs. We do not endorse it. It was something we did when we were young.
Point of view porn is bad.
Point of view porn is bad. Women are great. They're just the best. Nothing's bad.
Wieners all look weird.
Hey, no, I'm still...
It's okay, some of them don't.
Some of them don't.
Surprise wieners look bad.
All surprise wieners look bad. Any dick you don't want to see looks bad.
It's a bad dick.
Yeah, that's a bad dick. No one's ever oh, but whoa. That's not a thing.
Shit.
All right, let's keep on moving. What are we at on time? We're not too.
You guys are really close. I think.
Yeah, we're doing good.
You guys are at 41:35. You guys started at 12:30 something.
So what are we? 40 minutes in?
Oh, yeah, 40 minutes in.
That's around half already.
Well,
we haven't got you out of high school. Well, let's get you out of high school. So you got a job at Pirates Den in West Texas? I want to say at least a year or two. You worked there? No.
A little over a year, I think. It would have been longer, honestly, because I love that job. It was fun as fuck. I got to play
What
video
did it
games.
really pertain? Like,
Was,
what did you have to do? There wasn't prizes or anything.
Well, there was prizes there.
There
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you got
I didn't
tickets and
remember
stuff.
there was tickets.
Yeah. So you got tickets. Only like a third of the games were ticket
Yeah, because
games,
I
so,
played Ninja Turtles, DDR. I wasn't good at DDR, and then, that's it. The big whatever fantasy game that was fun. The Axe of Gorgomora, whatever it's called. That's not what it was called, but you could keep your same character and keep playing it if you come back and type
like
in.
Gauntlet?
Yeah,
Gauntlet? Okay.
I played Gauntlet.
They have Gauntlet at
Apparently not a
Pixel
lot.
now. It's fucking rad.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I just went there and played Tekken 2, and I'm so used to nowadays fighting games.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, you make a move, and the guy's like, ugh. Oh, I'm gonna have to adjust.
I can't move this slow.
Yeah,
I mean, my body moves this slow. My hands don't.
Yeah. Like, well, I've been playing, like, Dragon Ball Fighters,
Oh,
which is,
shit.
like, the most fast-paced
Yeah.
fucking game ever, where if you make one little mess up, you literally are not going to be able to make another
Yeah.
move the rest of the game. You're just going to get plowed. And then I go to Tekken 2, and it's like, kick, and I'm like, dude, this game's hard because it's easy.
Yeah,
Holy
I
shit.
think I played Primal Rage not too
Fuck
long
yeah.
ago, and that game's
Fuck
fun, but
yeah.
it's the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
this is slow, and the joysticks suck, and fuck me.
We jumped into what's it called? Dragon something. It's like the most famous, like one of the most famous arcade games ever. It's like the D&D game, and it's like a moving cartoon.
Oh, okay.
Oh God, what's it called?
Is it Dragon Quest?
Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
I just jumped in, and then I just nailed a pillar. I was like, what am I supposed to do? And then I just moved, and then the cartoon made me move, and I was like, I'm playing a cartoon, and this is from the 80s? What is going on? Blew my mind. I died
It's
immediately.
pretty
though.
fucking...
It's a really hard game.
I've never played that game, but it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks super cool. So
I worked at Pirates Den. All entailed, I pretty much... There was, like, prizes and whatnot, and there was literally people... I remember going there when I was a child, because my mom used to work in the mall.
it was different in the mall.
Yeah, it was way over by,
like
like, JCPenney's
Yeah,
before.
it was where, like, Orange Julius just was.
Yep.
Yep.
And there was way more games, and it was cool down there. But I used to go there all the time when I'd, like, call in sick from school, and my mom would be like, yeah, just come to work. You can't stay home by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just go play video games, sick.
Oh, yeah.
But there was people all the way from then up until when it closed that had, like, tickets saved. So there was, like, 100,000, 200,000, 500,000
to cash
tickets.
in their savings. and
So
stuff.
when that place was closing down, like, they were running out of prizes left and right because all these people were like, "Oh, you guys are closing. I got to get all these prizes." And I think at the time that people were trying to get like PS2s and stuff when we had those for prizes
like
and shit.
for like a gazillion.
Yep,
which
yep.
You thought no one's ever gonna get there.
Yep, and then
Turns
these
out,
old ass fucking diabetic motherfuckers come in and there's like, "Yeah, I have 500,000 tickets and I want to get 2 PS2s."
I won these off a ski ball when the mall opened.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
So it was a lot of that, and then I'd just open up and fucking hand out tokens to people and shit. It was easy as hell.
Yeah,
and
I just remember bullshitting.
Yeah,
There was,
and that's
like-
all. A lot of it was bullshit. And I met a lot of friends there. A lot of people I'd never met before. And then
Yeah.
most of the guys from my band there originally, I think. So
Well, I think like I said earlier, and it wasn't even a joke, like if you wore black
Yep.
and you identified as any type of alternative person,
Yep.
whether you were emo or goth or punk, you
Yep.
fucking hung out there.
You were there, yeah.
Yeah, and if you played DDR or not, you lied and said you did. And you
You
stood
know,
in line, and when it
that
came
was
up
the
to
thing.
you had something you had to do.
Yep.
'Cause I wasn't good at it.
I
but
wasn't either.
I had to stay in line for it
Yep.
because that's what everyone was doing. I think I didn't. Maybe I met my like longish term high school girlfriend there. She was South High too. She was a grade above me,
Okay.
and I think we either met there. That was like the first time we like hung out.
Yeah.
And she was like the same way. Like I was her excuse to start being like she went and bought like corsets from Hot Topic.
You're
right when
the
it started
gateway
out.
guy.
I was the gateway to her wearing black, and it was fantastic. She looked great. With that. I miss goth was an awesome style, man.
Mall goth,
It was,
yeah.
yeah, mall goth was great. Like trip pants, not so much.
No.
But every chick was wearing corsets.
Yeah,
like,
that's
there
true.
was- that was awesome.
That was fucking rad.
Yeah. Now we know. No, it's not so much.
I say trip pants tried to come back for a little bit. So did Jinkos.
I still own trip pants.
Oh.
I'll wear them around the house because they're so fucking comfortable.
They're breathe, I imagine. They're baggy.
Yeah,
so.
they're baggy as shit. I'll whip them out every once in a while to do like just laundry in them and dishes in them, and you know.
There's that dude at Savers. I think he's worn trip pants his whole fucking life. He still does. If you go to Savers, there's one guy that wears trip pants. I hope he's listening to this because you are a god.
He's not the 50 people who are going to listen because 2 of them are me and the rest are him, and then
the rest are trip pant wearers.
And then maybe you. Yeah, that's what it. But yeah, maybe it's the trip pants guy. That'd be great if he's the one fan.
Fuck yeah. I so hope it's him.
And he works at Savers?
Yeah, he's worked at Savers as long as I can remember. Like, the first time I went there, I'm almost positive I saw him. And he's worn trip pants almost every single time I've been in there.
It turns out, like, you go in there and you're going to be like, yeah, where's the dude with the trip pants? And they're like, he died 30 years ago in this spot. You're going to be like, nah.
I think he's the only one that's been buying trip pants at that Savers.
That's why they're never
there.
They gotta accumulate. Like, no one wears them anymore.
Right.
They gotta start showing up somewhere.
I just like, were they the original, like, zip off into shorts pants?
No.
No?
I had windbreakers like that when I was in, like, 3rd grade, and they were awesome.
You had to have had those.
Yeah, they were great. Their legs were different colors, so what you do, one was, orange on one side, and one was dark gray on the other, and then you would flip the under the knees, so it would go green,
this could totally
orange,
come back if someone wanted to invest.
Yeah, so, dude, he was so... I've never said a sentence he was that into. He's like, dude, we're together right now. That was
getting
awesome.
these zippy shorts back.
Anyways, you're supposed to be editing. Shut up.
It's revolutionary, though. It's revolutionary.
We're talking about zip-up windbreakers. Pay attention. I was walking around the... I'm going to try to make this long story actually short, but it's a trip pan story. So me and my buddy were bored. I was just a student, and I was working a cash job that didn't pay any taxes out in Washington. Awesome.
Okay.
Anyways, tax evasion. What's up? So I was out in suburb of Seattle, and we didn't do anything. I got all my homework done. Whatever, like what I was planning on doing.
Yeah.
I decided on which classes I didn't care about, and then did the ones that I wanted to do. And my buddy Nick, we would just walk around. Neither of us had a girlfriend. There was like a 6 months gap where we just destroyed this town out of boredom. We would walk around and just take street signs and knock over stop signs because we had nothing to do.
Yeah.
And we walked up to Taco Bell and printed on like this piece of paper that was like a missing 16-year-old or something.
Holy shit.
And I said as a joke, we're like, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to find her. And he's like, all right. So we just like walked until we saw like a path that cut through woods.
Okay.
And then we cut through that path.
Yeah.
And we found a tent. And then we knocked on it and she was there. And I'm like, we weren't even looking. Like we weren't actually looking for her. So we hung out with her. And then like we're clearly the oldest people. We're like 21. Everyone's a teenager. She was a teenager.
Yeah.
Like 3 other teenagers showed up. One of them was like a black kid who was also wearing like trip pants, and I was wearing Series 1 trip pants, and he whipped out $60, all of his money. He's like, I will buy those off you. And I'm like, I'm in a tent with a runaway who's like 16. I'm not walking out here without pants. Like, what are you?
Holy shit.
You kidding me right now? So we ended up just like, good luck to you, bye, and we just left. But I still have that memory of somebody like, are those Series 1s? All my money. I'm like, dude, priorities.
I like that you just referred to the trip pants like there's some kind of like Air Jordan kind
Right?
of shoe. Like, Series 1 trip pants, $60
yeah,
now.
I had to look up what... Because it was the ones that just were metal chains, because eventually they turned to just other straps.
Yeah.
But these weren't. They were black with just no extra color, just metal stuff. I stole them from a friend. I didn't have them. They were Series 1. Come on.
Little did you know they were worth money.
Well, no.
To a runaway.
To a random runaway living in a tent. And then we had like this, you know, we got drunk and decided on whether or not we should rat them out. And we said, fuck it. Let them hang out there, man. It was this summer.
Do you think the trip pants is like their currency in their little villages for the runaways? Like
a little runaway village?
That was worth like $500 in his village.
I could have bought 3 people. All right, as long as these guys are my servants.
I already bought these 3 in the tent. Yeah. This will buy me 3 more.
Somebody walks by and I got like 3 teenagers like growing crops for me, and I'm just sitting on my trip pants like.
I feel like they're all connected by trip pant chains too. Oh
my god. And it's like the opening. Now I'm just seeing the opening scene to Django Unchained, but they're all wearing trip bands. That's all I'm seeing now. All right. No one's finding this funny, but us.
I feel like it's an Oregon Trail of goth kids right there. That's all I'm thinking of.
Oh, that's pretty funny. All right, so
you died of eating too much McDonald's in the food court.
dude, I ate so much McDonald's. That's all I.
Well, you worked there, so that makes it. But all the mall goth kids did that.
Well, I lived literally. You knew this. I lived at the mall.
Yeah,
I would have a day off, and I'd go there, and I literally would be there, open and close, with no money. I wouldn't have planned for food that day.
Everybody, yeah.
Yeah, and then I would just figure out I'd find somebody who would bum me enough to get. There was 50-cent hot dogs at
the Dairy Queen, yeah.
So I would get enough to save up to that, or I'd run into somebody and they'd be like, "Hey, you hanging out?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "You're hungry, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, you want to get lunch?" They're buying, and that was it was at least 2 summers.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, that was crazy, and that guy was getting laid. What the fuck, man? Jeez. Wow, I don't know what that says about culture. But,
he lived off women and 50-cent hot dogs.
and fucking Pirates Den.
And Pirates Den, yeah.
And I walked in there.
Some entertainment.
It was either you or someone else who was just there, but they're like, "Mark, you never have quarters. Why you here?" And I was like, "Fuck you. Why are you here?"
Because they're paying me for some reason. I didn't know why. But.
Well, I even remember thinking that I don't do shit. He just sits there too.
I didn't know what the fuck I was supposed to do. To be honest. Every once in a while, you'd have to do machine shit and maintenance on it, but it wasn't anything. I didn't know how to fix, the actual button pad thing for everything. How the fuck I'm some fucking guy that just got out of high school, wasn't going to college. What am I gonna fucking do?
All right, now I feel like this is a good spot to start trucking past Firestone. So were you there until it closed?
Yeah, like I said, I think I probably would have been there longer if it didn't. Just because it was fun. Yeah.
Chill gig. I'm assuming it was minimum wage
I think it was making $10 an hour, in 2005 at a fucking arcade, and there was no.
You know what I got at McDonald's?
What?
$5.50. That was minimum wage was $5.15.
That sounds right about then. Yeah.
And my first ever raise was minimum wage moving up to $5.50.
Damn.
I started at $5.15 and I went up to $5.50. That was my first ever wage, raise. And I remember hearing somebody say "Oh yeah, I make $8 at $8 an hour at some place doing dishes," and I remember thinking what do you do with your money? You should be a millionaire.
You're right. Little do we know.
Now I make more than $20 and I'm the exact same broke. I just pay a lot more shit that doesn't go to me.
Right.
And I'm still want to get 50 cents hot dogs for everything? I live right by the mall, so I do mall ride every once in a while.
Yeah.
I'll show up and just hang out at Big Nick's for 5 hours.
God.
And I even talked to Big Nick, he was my third person. But he's "You've been doing this for 12 years. Yeah, 15. But
Jesus.
All right.
It's funny because you're probably not the only person, and it's probably way longer than that for other people.
Before, when mall rats were around in the 80s, there's still somebody who shows up. "Sup, old man?" Some 6-year-old dude.
Dude, you were 2 years younger than me then.
Yep. All right. So.
I worked there until it closed, Pirates Den.
Yeah.
I probably trucked around from random ass bad jobs for a while after that. I worked at a gas station for a while. I worked for a call center for another little bit.
Yeah.
Just nothing fun.
All right.
Nothing like Pirates Den.
We'll work my way up to something fun. Keep going.
Say I worked probably the call center, and then I started doing music shit right after that.
What was your first music shit? Of actually vocals, or were you just doing?
It was just random vocal stuff. I've never been really musically inclined instrument wise.
I'm not.
Yeah,
yeah, and I can't carry a note or hold a tune either.
I don't know how I can, but sometimes I don't know.
It sounds right.
Yeah, it just sounds right. But
a beat behind it.
Yeah. I met I met most of the dudes at the fucking arcade when I worked there, and they were in a band, and then their band was just about to be done, just out of some drama with one of their members.
Was that Too Fast for Frank?
Yeah, yep. So they were transitioning into a different band with all the same members.
Except for one different person?
No, actually, I mean, Andy was already gone at that point.
Oh, Andy was.
Yeah,
okay.
he was already gone out of the band. They had a different bass player.
I'm not gonna. As much as I love talking about Andy Franks, again, we just did it on 2 podcasts ago.
Yeah.
We both me and Mike did 3 stories with him.
Andy's
so he's just such a like he's an amalgam.
He's one of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life.
But you'll never ever be surprised by a sentence.
No.
If you just run in, he could literally be like, yeah, I just got out of a gunfight with like some Mexican cartel. You're like, sweet Andy, you want to get a drink? Like you would not be surprised by anything.
I think I'm gonna tell one Andy story real quick.
All right, do it quick.
So
I won't get one.
He used to come over to my parents' apartment with me all the time just to hang out, and we'd watch like music videos and shit and just chill. And he's like, I'm just gonna crash here, and I was like, that's totally fine. And he had like a bunch of condoms in his backpack for some reason. I had no idea why. And I was like, dude, you don't even get laid. Like, I think he was a virgin at the time. So he was young. He was like probably like 15 and I was 18.
Yeah.
And
I remember him at that time.
Yeah.
He lived like a block from me.
Yeah.
So he would randomly show up at my house.
Yeah, he did that to everybody.
Yeah.
But he had a backpack full of fucking condoms, and it was probably right before he was starting having sex. And he decided he wanted to blow them up like balloons or something like that. He started blowing them up by balloons, and then he went to the bathroom and threw all the condoms away in the trash can. And then came back into my room, and the next day my dad's like, why did you have this trash can like full of like 3 or 4 condoms when your friend Andy was over? And I'm like, Dad, he was blowing them up like balloons. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
you could have ruined your dad's life.
Yeah.
With that sense, you could have been like, Dad, me and Andy, and not even done. Literally, if you would have did that and started fake crying,
right,
it would have ruined his life. Me and Andy, I'm ashamed.
I didn't know what happened. I can't explain it.
His life would just collapse. It's all your fault. It's my fault. He would lose it.
I think
don't know your dad.
My dad would be probably pretty chill about it, but
all right.
he'd probably be like, "You're being safe at least, but
at least they're condoms, but flush them, man."
Yeah,
what the fuck?
He'd probably like, "Who's taking it?" Like,
like everyone's all right. I'm quick tangent. So everyone's at the water cooler the next day, and they're all like, yeah, my son's getting laid. Yeah, my son's getting laid. My son's gay, but he's the top. Like, he just has to be that macho guy.
What up?
you know it. That's a weird joke.
It's another one you're gonna tell at the water cooler.
Yeah,
sure,
that's a good one.
I don't remember where we were going before that.
Right,
so we pretty much started this band. I got asked to come and try out for a practice after their new bass player wasn't working out as a vocalist now for this new band, and they just wanted to be something other than the pop punk band that they were.
Yeah.
And
so this was Jack, Curtis, and
Adam.
Yep.
So the 3 core guys that are still in Too Fast or Frank as a band. And Jack actually asked me to do it because he came over to my apartment and I was living with my buddy Jake, who ate the weed and whatever in that story earlier.
Yeah.
I was living with him and another one of our buddies, Jesse. And he came over with somebody and we were playing Rock Band and he heard me play All American Rejects Move Along or something like that.
Yeah.
He's like, I want you to try out for my band.
Like, dude, it's on a real guitar.
Yeah, like
it's just Rock Band.
I was just singing, but like, yeah. So I came and I sat in for a couple of practices and I was just trying to write stuff. And the very first time I did vocals with them is when their old bass player came in and was just like, well, this isn't working out. And then I did like a whole song with him. He's like, well, fuck you, dude. You can leave now.
Yeah.
And that dude never did anything musically again in town. But
well, you really wanted to leave, I guess.
He was kind of a dick, but I think he's a lot. He was the reason they broke up as a band was because of him. But
all right.
So, and it doesn't matter now. I don't know how he is now, but he was a dick then.
We can move on.
Yeah.
I'm not making us stay here.
Yeah.
You're good.
But yeah, that was the first like actual practice of Baltic To Boardwalk, and we started probably September 2009.
Yeah.
We played our first show in like December 2009.
Wow, I didn't realize you guys joined before. No, never mind. I literally moved to Seattle right before you guys.
Okay.
Because even so, the first guy who produced the show and the best man at my wedding is who I got my Mac laptop from that was on the fritz I brought up earlier.
Yeah.
That had a Baltic to Boardwalk sticker on it. And to this day, I have to tell you, I always say Baltic to Broadway.
Oh, dude. You have no idea how many times.
I fuck it up so much. I was like, oh yeah, they in like Baltic to Broadway? And somebody's like, Boardwalk. I was like, dude, I don't play Monopoly. I don't know.
I don't even like Monopoly.
I'm going to start saying Baltic to Parkway just to...
Baltic to Baltimore was probably my favorite one I've ever heard. That was in Florida when we were on tour one time.
Like, then they did not catch that it's a Monopoly joke.
No, not at all.
So who came up with that name? Did they do it before you came in?
Yeah. That was the working title of the group before I came in. And Jack, I think he said he had a dream or something where he's like, I want to make an indie rock band where it's called Baltic To Boardwalk.
Are you guys indie rock?
No, not at all. Yeah,
did I miss something?
Yeah. So we pretty much started out as like a pop punkish kind of band, and then adapted into something more yelly. But
yeah, we'll actually get to that band when we get to it. So that was forming. You formed around then. So 2009, you said was your first show.
Yeah, 2009, late 2009, December.
And they've all been a band before.
Yeah.
They were all Too Fast for Frank.
Yeah, they were a band for like 4 or 5 years before that.
They were Too Fast for Frank was the band that we were all going to see who was actually our ages.
Yeah.
And that was the cool thing about Too Fast for Frank was when Billiards on Broadway was
my favorite venue in town.
Was the venue before Red Raven, then later when Red Raven was. Every Friday, we wouldn't even care who was on the bill.
Yeah,
We'd
you just go.
And then all of a sudden, I was like, wait, that's Curtis.
Yeah.
Like, wait, those are people I know.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're actually, hey, we did it. We're this age now. This is our band. And I remember even getting, like, Olsen's a Bitch stuck in my head.
Yeah,
I was
it was catchy.
Like, yeah, it was catchy.
I mean, not necessarily the best written song, but it was
definitely
catchy.
not. Oh, the bitch. I remember, oh, God. Was Andy singing, or was Frank singing when it was early on? It was something.
He'd do like random songs. I think,
know there was always a song that apparently whoever was singing never remembered the lyrics, and one of them was always looking at a sheet.
Oh yeah, that happened a few times.
It became famous for him looking at a sheet before it came.
I think their first show, I had to hold up a piece of paper for somebody to read the lyrics. I'm almost positive. Yeah, because they called me like the sexy music stand or something like that. Yeah, I was like, thanks guys.
Well, I remember I was watching, every band was like this really weird hardcore screamy shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they were the first band that I could confidently say, it's a punk band.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing rah, rah, like every band. And these guys were actually fucking like punk.
Yeah.
Like, and it was great. And yeah, so you guys pretty much brought that on. So how different was Too Fast for Frank to this? Like, was it a lot of their same stuff with you doing new vocals, or was it 100%
there was
dry brand new band?
They came into it with 2 songs that they wrote at the very end of Too Fast for Frank.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them they actually played live every once in a while, and it was the old bass player did most of the vocals. And I think we put that on an album, I'm pretty sure. Like, we recorded it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the only song that I think that we kept.
Okay.
And then there was one other one that they had on their fucking MySpace. Oof. On their MySpace for Frank, and we were going to do something with that, and it didn't work out.
Yeah.
I just remember we always talked about we were going to do Ashley Simpson. We were going to do a cover of Ashley Simpson, Pieces of Me.
Oh, awesome. Are you
going
to have somebody else do the lyrics and record it beforehand? Like
God, I don't want to. Yeah, no shit. I'm going to do a jig the whole time. That's all I'm doing.
Wait, this isn't the song? I remember Ashley Simpson's dad's like SNL, screw that. They've done this a billion times, and SNL's like, fuck you guys. Like, it's your shitty band that you're managing with your shitty daughter. Don't throw us under the bus.
Right.
Not our fault. She didn't remember the lyrics, and we had to try to lip sync it.
God,
Oh,
it's the same. Like, how many times did that girl play that song? That was their only popular song.
Yeah, and popular's that's a stretch.
Oh, right, yeah.
I've never been in a band, so I don't know the dynamic at all. I really don't know, as far as I know, somebody rocks up and says, here's a song, and you guys make it. So, or whatever. So, did you immediately start writing stuff? Did they start writing? How did the dynamic of you fit in right when you guys started?
When we got there, they had a few songs that they already had started as just Baltic, and it wasn't anything that they had. It was maybe a couple like riffs that they had made from Frank and brought over, but it was nothing that was like Too Fast for Frank. It was completely stuff like, hey, we want this to be Baltic To Boardwalk. So, and this is kind of how we write still today. Is they'll write a bunch of musical stuff, and I'll just be like, oh, this sounds cool. Like, I'll try to work something into it and just write over it, and that's usually how we go about songwriting in general. So
and it works out?
Yeah, it works out for the most part.
You're never the guy who comes in with an acoustic guitar.
No.
I had a dream about this and play like a 13-minute ballad.
Not a chance.
All right. That's not you.
No. Like I said, I could pick up a rock band guitar, and that's really all I'm gonna do. Like,
you look at this thing and you're like, "There's more than 4 buttons here.
This isn't color coordinated."
All right, I can do this. Turn the TV on. Let me see what I'm supposed to hit. I couldn't even play Rock Band. I'm so not.
I could barely do it. I didn't like did vocals most of the time, and that was pretty much it. So yeah.
I remember like always doing like the easy and then not doing it right, and then having the one guy who's really good at the party like kill him, fuck that guy. Yeah. So anyways,
those are parties. Yeah.
16 sucked. That was a bad time. Again, that guy got laid, but it was a bad time.
It's the hot dogs, I'm telling you.
It was hot dogs. I don't know what it was. It was the mohawk. That's what it was.
Probably.
Yeah.
This guy is definitely punk. He's the first guy that I just knew he was just punk.
Yeah, I had a mohawk. Yeah. I don't even think I had any punk thoughts. Like I just had a mohawk, and then everything came second.
Yeah.
Like I was like, all right, let's get a mohawk, and next thing I know, it was like, oh, Dead Kennedys are fine. Hey, look, my pants now got ribs. I don't like the government. Like, it came up slowly.
It's just how it goes. It's just comes with the mohawk.
Yeah, it got in. I remember a chick who I then later made out with that night. I was in a small town where my dad was from, and I had a mohawk, and I was just, like, walking around because I didn't have any friends in this town he was from. And everyone's out because it was, like, their 4th of July celebration.
Yeah.
I'm just, like, walking in circles hoping somebody's going to talk to me. And a bunch of these, like, random chicks just go, "You're a freak!" And I was like, yeah. And I just, like, walked out, and since I didn't react to it, they came up to apologize, and the chick who said it later told me I was cute, and I made out with her at their skate park. They had a little skate park right near, what's it called? Serpent Lake in Crosby, Minnesota. What's up?
Lake.
Yeah. Made out with her. I can't remember her name. I want to say Kim.
Kim.
I want to go with Kim.
Everyone's got a Kim.
Not 100% on it. But, all right, so you guys have been together for, holy shit, this whole time, so like 9 years? You guys
9 years, as of December, yeah.
Jesus.
It's been a long fucking time. We probably put out a demo maybe 4 or 5 months after we, started playing shows and shit. Demo's fucking awful. Was New Direction all you guys? Who all threw that together? Right away, Jack was one of the main guys from the band.
Jack's just that dude.
Yeah, he's always been that dude.
Yeah.
And then there was...
Since he was 10 on commercials.
You're right, yeah.
Which I can't wait to bring up.
Oh, you gotta bring up all that.
Oh my god, if I had a Take Two video shirt, I'd be wearing it too already. I want him to know that.
God, I think he said he found some of those t-shirts, the polos, not too long ago.
I got like a little more than a week. Maybe I can somehow
try. Yeah, you should try.
Just in the middle of the conference, in the middle of it, just unbutton my button up and just have a Take Two video shoot. You want it, man? You got it.
Oh God! Don't even ask him to say it. He's gonna be so mad. I have a story about at Mike Hanson's graduation party. Okay. So it's full circle into this fucking Mike Hanson episode. Mike Hanson's graduation party.
We're gonna have to talk to Adam next.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Jack was there and a few other friends. Kurt, all the my band guys were there, and this old dude just walks out of the house, and we're all sitting in this backyard. And I think for some reason I was in a fight with Mike's brother, and I didn't even know his brother. His brother was just a prick at the time, and so was I. Like, let's be real. And this old guy comes out, and he looks at Jack, and he's like, "Hey, you.
Wait.
I've seen you in a commercial, right?" And Jack's like, if you've ever talked to Jack about this, which you will talk to Jack about this, he's just like, yeah.
I'm cutting him off as soon as and then Take Two videos stop being a thing. All right, that's the end of the podcast. We're not asking about anything else. All right,
He goes, you're that kid from the commercials, right? And he's like, yeah. He's like, say it, say the thing. And he's like, no. He's like, well, I got this paper plate. Can you autograph this paper plate for me? And I was like, is this really fucking happening right now? Like, old people really get their dicks hard over fucking seeing a teen fucking commercial star from the area sign paper plates for them? And he reluctantly signs it, and after he goes, this isn't even the first time this has happened. For like a paper plate, and I'm like, what the fuck?
No, I was like happy that like my wife did grow up around here, and it was like, oh, I'm gonna talk to Jack, who's band, and I didn't know I was talking to you yet.
Yeah.
And then and she's like, who's that? I was like, don't you remember the Take Two video guy? And she's like, no. And I was like, oh damn it. So then I was excited when I ran into my buddy Jake, who I've like been friends with for a long time. He grew up around here. I was like, remember the Take Two video guy? And he's like, you want it? You got it. I was like, yeah, that guy, I'm talking to him on my podcast. He's like, make him say the thing. Straight up.
He hates it so much.
You cannot let him listen to this.
Oh God.
At least tell him this was a positive experience, because I do want him on.
Oh, he'll do it anyway.
I mean, clearly I asked him before I asked you. I'm doing this for him.
Yeah.
You got in through him.
This wouldn't happen
So
otherwise.
you got locked in, let us in the back door.
You're lucky I'm even drinking Truly right now.
That's randomly. What the hell did I buy that day at the liquor store? What, fucking Big Wave?
You bought Big Wave the other day.
Big Wave, and you're like, so I got a podcast, and you're like, dude, just buy the Big Wave.
He didn't even bring up the podcast.
I didn't bring up the podcast. I was just like,
He
dude,
messaged me 2 days ago.
Well, yesterday we're both like, I'm grasping for straws to try to get an interview in before I go back to work, because I work I literally work the next 7 days.
Okay.
Starting tomorrow morning, and I'm just like pushing. We need to get somebody else, and then right after he said I finally got the guy who then we'll be talking to next Saturday, which is a high school teacher of mine, which is great. So yeah, it was like this random like, wait, Ryan, and then he's like, yeah, Ryan, and I looked at your like face, and then even he sent me a screenshot of whatever page.
A screenshot of your profile on Twitter.
Oh,
Yeah, your profile on Twitter.
Oh, then I totally forgot about that.
And I didn't see your little thumbnail. I was like, dude, I already talked to this guy. I'm getting this guy, and then I'm like, look, and I was like, Ryan, wait a second, Jack. Oh, it's like. So I even said it like, dude, the picture behind him is the guy we're talking to next
That's
Saturday.
amazing.
We were no way connected. I just randomly thought Jack would be a good one.
Yeah, you will be a good
And that's
one too.
it. And also, yeah, because I wanted to talk about, because I know he's doing aquarium stuff now too, but also I want to just, and we got to get there eventually, I wanted to talk about just New Direction and what happened with that. Now we're running into, 20 minutes left, so let's get
no, you guys still got 30 minutes left. So this
really? We're at about an hour?
Yeah.
This is exactly the time I want to bring this
We
up.
didn't start fucking talking about like the actual podcast, or you didn't start the podcast until 12 minutes in.
12
So
minutes?
It's an hour and 12 minutes.
All right, we can play a little before that. I feel like we did some good stuff before I actually asked where you're from. That's
Just
usually
around
the
shit.
start of the podcast. So you grew up around Fargo?
I'll find out.
We'll find some good stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna go off quality, none of this fucking works.
Right?
I'm kidding. I'm glad you laughed at that. I said that during a podcast where I guess the guy actually was thinking that, because then it just went. I was like, this podcast is just failing, and he's like, never talking to you again. Like in the middle of it. I'm not gonna say who it is, but he has not talked to me since.
He listened to the
You'll
podcast.
know. No, I doubt he listens to him. But I thought it went fine, because when I say, like, oh, this isn't going well, for one, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
And if I'm actually talking shit about anyone, it's myself.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm fucking up. But, like, I talked to somebody who knows both of us, and that person was like, yeah, man, apparently you really pissed him off. And I was like, I did? What the fuck? I didn't even know I did. And then I, randomly texted him about something else afterwards, and he just completely ghosted me. And I was like, I must have.
Oh, shit, man.
So then after that, I'm like, whatever you want to say, this isn't going around. Say, like, this is good. We're doing good. Just lie. Anyways, this is doing good.
I really hope he listens to this.
I doubt it. He's a nice guy, too, and that's what sucks.
That's a bummer.
I like him as a person. Oh, fuck him. All right.
Fuck him anyway.
Anyways, before we get on to the New Direction, my mom once walked up to you and started talking to you because she thought you were me.
Really?
I witnessed this at the mall, because we had the same glasses.
That's fair.
For a while, and the same black hair.
Yeah.
And we're wearing thick rimmed glasses when no one else is doing it.
True.
And yeah, my mom's like, hey, and then looked over, and I'm like, fucking hair, he doesn't even look like me. It's just just that one thing.
That's
looked
fucking funny.
Anyways,
That's
clearly. Jeez. So that's my little thing. My mom
should write your wife and see if it was the same reaction.
Yeah. I think I looked a little different now.
Yeah.
I don't wear glasses.
That's fair.
I'm just blind now. I'm just okay with it. It's not even a
Slowly
joke.
killing myself at work.
I'm just can't see anything out of this side. Just try to look, different. Just gotta learn. You gotta adapt.
That's some real grandpa shit right there.
Yeah, it is. My wife's like, just wear glasses now, and I'm like, I'll get a headache for a week when I get used to it. She's like, not a valid excuse.
Yeah,
Just fucking wear them.
a week. Yeah.
And I still haven't. I
Yeah.
just haven't done it. I'm just blind. Fuck
We're
it.
not here to lecture you on eyesight, so
Yeah, the cat is. He's sleeping.
yeah.
Don't got time for you.
No, the amount of times I've called him a fucking asshole
For just
this past, no, just in general, for scratching shit he's not supposed to scratch.
Oh.
Dude, we've been fighting.
No, right now I just slightly petted his belly, and he's been giving me the death stare. Do you want more, or are you mad I did it? There, he wanted more. I love that cat, man.
He's a chill cat.
Pretty cool, normally.
He's a sweetheart. All right, so how did the New Direction come out? So Jack
Was one of the main guys, and then...
So, like, Raven disbanded or moved.
They moved.
And then you guys were like...
Yeah, I wasn't even part of the four core that originally started it. I was booking shows at the time, so I was like a strong advocate, obviously, for it. I know they did like a GoFundMe page or something just to get some funds to get it going right away.
I think it was a Kickstarter.
Kickstarter, yeah, I think it was a Kickstarter. That sounds right. And it was Jed, Chuck, Rusty, Chuck's wife now, Anna, who is Jed's sister.
Okay.
They were all the core people involved, and they were all people that were in touring bands or had gone touring, and it wanted to be a spot that was like, oh, if a touring band showed up, like, this is everything I want as a band. And that was the whole ideal right away. Yep.
But you guys got a good venue of that was the Raven venue, which already had really cool shows.
Yep.
I saw Foxy Shazam there, which was amazing.
Shit. So did
I don't know, were you there for that show?
Yeah.
It was one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life because he was diving through the ceiling and he was throwing stuff. He threw me on stage and smacked me in the face and gave me a microphone. I think Sky, the keyboardist, was playing with deer hooves. God. It was a hell of a show.
That was a crazy show. I remember Karate High School. I really liked that band.
Yeah,
they played
it was Karate High School, them, and then Gumby. And Gumby was a band I didn't pay attention to.
Oh man, you should have.
Really?
They're so fucking good.
I hung out in the other spot and just hung out with Foxy Shazam.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's fair.
And that's when I found out that Eric Nally's like your age.
Shit, really?
Like, yeah, and their drummer at the time, who I don't know what happened to him. They later got the Karate High School drummer.
Really?
I ended up befriending the bassist Daisy and hung out, talked to him a couple times.
Yeah.
But
Daisy's in a new band that played here, Lung.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I don't know.
Daisy's a drummer for a new band called
He's
Lung.
a drummer now for him?
Yeah.
Oh, he was the bassist back then.
Yeah, drummer now, and they came through here maybe last year. Really, really good. Daisy was really cool.
Yeah, he's got awesome hair.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, crazy ass hair. It's just a 2-piece. I
Oh,
highly
really?
recommend checking out.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I think it's just
I might
guitar and drum.
Yeah, well, you know what I would want is just anything with that keyboardist, because Sky was awesome. That keyboardist is crazy. Or piano. He would even play piano a lot. But anyways, so what I was saying is that already was like a tried and tested and tried and true. There we go.
Yeah.
Tried and true fucking spot where that already had a big following of just going down to
exactly.
So
and that was part of the thing too. Like, it's like, oh, this is already a spot. It's available for rent. It's cheap enough to where you could get by to do it. Yeah. And they ran with it. It was like, let's just do it. Yeah.
Was the idea of just venues? You guys didn't do anything else on there? It was just a show venue.
And when I got involved, it was probably like a year and a half later, because Chuck and Anna were gonna have a kid, and they wanted to make sure that they were more invested in that rather than the venue. And then I knew Rusty was moving away too, so there was a new breed of people that came in and volunteered still. And then it was Jed slowly kind of dwindled out of it, and it was Jack was like the only main guy.
Yeah.
After that, that stuck around, and we started doing someone had their wedding reception there. It was a guy that used to book metal shows.
Yeah.
Like it
wasn't just some random.
No, it was a guy that he loved the spot, and he had booked so many shows there, and he had so much fun there, and his wife was totally down to do it. We had a couple graduation parties there from just kids that went to shows and shit.
Yeah.
And it would just be a hangout spot. I know we had New Direction after hours where we just had sleepovers and fucking played video games and shit in there.
There you go.
Just hung out.
Yeah.
And it was just a spot where, I met my girlfriend there. We had our first kiss there.
Nice.
Somebody has so many fucking memories there. Yeah, and it was just something fucking really, really cool.
Yeah, and it's just such a cool spot.
It's just amazing. Yeah, it's an amazing spot, and it's not what you expect for a venue either.
No,
when you walk into
just a random basement.
Yep.
Well, and it fit that. Going back to what we were saying earlier about a punk house, is that's everything you want, and if you're going for punk music or that you played all kinds of stuff there, but of just it gives you immediately that feel of
that instant vibe of it.
That instant vibe. Such a cool spot.
Oh, I agree.
There's something about basements. I'm a basement guy.
Oh, I agree. I agree. We have a line in one of our new songs that is literally just about how I have more family in rundown basement shows than I do blood related to me.
Yeah. Well, I made the joke to my wife because the first place that we ever the first house she had when me and her started dating and then I eventually moved into was a basement. Mm-hmm. And then after that, we lived in a basement. And then we, purposely in the next house, somebody else got the basement because we couldn't. Yeah. And now in our house, it's a split level, a townhome, and we're in the basement. and my art studio was in a basement, and we met at Pickle Parrot, which is a basement.
Oh God.
So I was like, we should get married in a basement.
Yeah, you probably should.
Yeah, we're basement people.
Did you get married?
No, we got married at the zoo. It was fantastic.
Damn, there's probably a basement at the zoo somewhere, but
I don't know. I got to get drunk with wolves.
That's fucking
Must have
fair,
been
dude.
pretty wild.
Yeah, it was. Whoa! Crazy.
Shit.
So New Direction's been not a thing for what, a year, 2 years?
2 years, I think now.
Okay.
2 years as of the fall, I think.
And you guys finally embraced that it meant nude erection is what a lot of people say. You finally got embraced, right? Didn't you guys do like a naked boner show or something?
No, sadly not. It never happened. It was all ages venue, dog.
No, I mean, I thought it would just be funny if it was called like the fest, like the Naked Boner Fest.
Oh, the Naked Boner Fest. Nah, we never did anything like that.
Well, you guys suck.
Yeah, we missed out.
Yeah.
We talked about making jokingly like merch and shit, but
Just said Naked Boner.
yeah.
I'm gonna pet the cat again. Okay, so what are you up to now?
Currently right now.
Besides just the show. All right. So you guys toured all over the place, right?
Yeah, we just did a weekend this past weekend. We've toured a bunch since like 2011, 12 time. I think we've played 40 of the lower 48 or something like that of the stage.
Jesus. So
Yeah.
were you touring with Crab Legs and then now Passive Flask? Were you touring with them a lot?
We've toured some with them, not like a crazy amount.
Okay.
They've toured a shit ton,
He
probably
went
more than we
everywhere,
are. Yeah. They went to
Which
fucking
is
Alaska, I mean.
another thing. I had that thought of like, oh, should I talk to him about touring? And I was like, I feel like this is really what I just talked to Mike about.
Yeah, but it's we've only probably done a few things with each of them. Passive.
I'm gonna drink this last Truly's in here. Is that okay?
No, go for it, man.
I'm not on the 3 yet.
No, you're good.
The one who requested
I'm a
them.
slow guy.
When I do these, I slam.
Yeah, that's
I don't
fair.
know why, but I just.
You know, you're totally good.
Yeah.
I gotta go to work after this, so.
Gotta go to work in the morning. It's a good thing these are 5% alcohol water.
Yeah, right. We did a thing with Flask probably 3 or 4 months ago.
Okay.
And it was like about a week, and it was fucking fun because I love all those dudes, and Kurt's the drummer of both those bands, so it worked out fucking awesome. And we share a van with them and the local band Swing Low, so we all share members, so we can't go on tour separately
Really
anyway.
without- yeah,
So if we're
everything.
gonna go together, like, oh, this works out perfect. But we can't go on tour otherwise if they're gonna be using it. So yeah.
Yeah.
So it works out fine.
At Passive Flask, it's like, hey guys, we got this show, but you guys can't do it, and it's this far. You're like, oh, looks like we're not gonna have a show for a month.
Yeah, something like that.
Pretty much.
I say I don't think they ever toured for a month, but
Yeah. Or whatever it is. Yeah.
yeah, whatever it is. Yeah.
So.
It works out well with that aspect just because Fargo is notorious for being that location that always has sharing band members.
Yeah.
I feel Kurt's in fucking 5 bands, I
I
think.
was just gonna say he's at least in 3.
Yeah, he's what? He's in Frank again, he's in Baltic, Flask, High Hopes, maybe one more, I don't know.
Jesus.
Yeah, and that's how it's always been in Fargo.
So what's been the dynamic with Frank going again is a lot of, like, because that's, like, what, your entire band, but you...
3 of the 5.
Yeah, 3 of the 5. All right. So is that you guys do the same shows a lot?
Honestly, I don't think we've played a show together in probably like 2 years.
Oh,
Yeah, it's we're not the same kind of band, so
Yeah,
and I love Mixed Bills. I would love to play with them. It'd be fun as fuck, and I love them as a band. I've always have. But
who's been doing? I'm pretty sure. I know Frank was doing it. Maybe not you, or I think Radio Free Fargo's been doing those really cool Mixed Bill shows. I don't know if you've been doing any of them. Maybe
we've done some in the past.
Yeah.
I know Frank did one not too long ago.
So I had a show for a bit with a buddy, Corey Gunkelman. We were doing a show called Riff Radio, which is literally was like we did themes, and he's still doing his own thing. It moved to a day I couldn't do, so but for a little bit we were doing themes where it would be random. We'd spend a whole week coming up with our. He did 10 songs, I did 10 songs, and then it was like 2-song blocks. But it would be like, all right. It's a new year, so let's just do songs that have the word year in them.
Oh, shit.
Or it would be something like that, like, all right, we haven't done temperature yet, so anything that says degree in the song title.
Okay.
So we do things like that.
That's cool.
And it's always was at least like me doing at least 1 to 2 Ween songs, 1 to 2 Primus songs, and then some stuff in between. Like, because that's most of my musical taste.
That's fair.
It's like, I can literally sum it up in like 5 bands, and then like one of the bands gets rotated out every once in a while for something else, but it's usually like Nirvana, Ween, Primus, Flogging Molly, Man, and Modest Mouse. Like, and that's kind of all I listen to.
That's fair.
I'm pretty simple guy.
You always, yeah. I would say I remember you being into Modest Mouse and Man, pretty heavy back in the day. Still, obviously.
Hell yeah, man! Fucking love Man. I get confused a lot for my friend back then who was also into those things.
Yeah.
But that's about it. But we had pretty much the same music taste. So whenever somebody's like, "Hey, weren't you the guy who did this?" I was like, "No, I'm the other one." Yeah, his stories were like, it was like people would walk up to him and be like, "Hey, weren't you the guy who like jumped through a moving car window?" And it's like, "No, that was Mark." And then somebody would approach me like, "Weren't you the guy that got naked and rubbed their balls all over people at a party?" I'm like, "No, that's the other guy." So, anyways.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, that's it. I don't want to say his name because we're not really friends anymore.
Oh, bummer.
Things happen.
It is what it is. Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, and at the same time, I clearly don't want to call him out either.
Yeah,
but
right.
We're not friends anymore. But yeah, so it was... there was that little bit where we were attached at the hip and people got us confused.
That's
which is great because we got to share girlfriends and they didn't know. So.
Woo.
I'm kidding.
Are we?
Why? What's up? What's your lady like? That lady's pretty cool. No, we're married. We only swing with other married couples.
That's
sorry.
right. I'm
we got
pretty much
standards.
married, so. Oh shit! I've been with my lady forever, so.
Really? How long? Long time?
6-7 years.
6-7 years? Yeah, that's literally what we're at.
Yeah.
We've been married about a year and a half. We got
Nice.
married in July, so whatever that would be. So a year and then since July.
Gotcha.
And then I'd want to say 6.5 years together then.
Yeah.
So yeah, about that.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so not bad. I was planning on working at the factory I'm at until the end of the summer, and then I was going to move back to Seattle, and then I met her during the summer.
And
now
there we are.
both
Yeah.
I'm still at the same job and with her still. So whatever. I mean, I wouldn't be making as much as I was out there. So
True.
That's it. So
Fucking true.
we're fine. I mean, I probably wouldn't hate my life as much, but I'm kidding. I like my life. That's pretty great. But anyways, I feel like, what do you guys got going up? You got any shows coming up?
Shit. I know we're gonna be doing something in February. Hasn't got announced yet. We got some songs that are just getting done, and we'll have something special coming out with one of those songs in the next probably month or so.
Okay.
Can't really talk a whole lot about it, but
yeah,
that'll be coming up probably next month.
These Trulies are finally kicking in. I just got a good question. So you said you had your first show December 2009 with them, and was that the first time you were on stage singing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was that?
Terrifying.
Yeah.
We played a house show. It was just a basement show.
Would you refer to yourself as an introvert or extrovert? Are you usually good?
I don't even fucking go into any of that bullshit.
No, I'm just saying, how are you with people, crowds?
I right then I was awful with crowds. I was so fucking insanely nervous about that.
I like being the center of attention,
Yeah.
so if I ever have to get on stage, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
My wife would kill somebody if anyone tried to force her on stage,
Yeah.
so that's like the separate...
Yeah. I say I didn't mind being center of attention, but it's completely no question all eyes on you when you're on stage. No question whatsoever. And it's a whole different thing, because if you want to be the center of attention or you're being wild and crazy or whatever, you're not necessarily sharing your art or something like that. Yeah, and that's
so
a whole different thing.
Now everyone's staring at you.
Yeah.
You're sharing something that was pretty personal, usually.
Yeah.
I mean, I paint, and all my paintings are personal.
Yeah,
I
for
usually
sure.
don't even tell people what they mean. They're like, whatever you want.
Yep.
But that's a little different with songs. It's still the same when it comes to expression, but it's different of the type, the medium, literally.
Yeah,
different.
for sure.
But yeah, was it really difficult to just jump up all right, I'm now a front band of a band that's been together for a long time?
Yeah.
Did it work really? Did you feel like I'm gonna blow this and Too Fast for Frank is gonna be a thing again?
I don't think that crossed my mind then. I mean, I can't really say it was 9 years ago now, and that's probably the last thing in the back of my mind now. But I don't think that crossed my mind. I was just more worried about doing a good job. Yeah. I didn't want to let them down and being like, hey, I'm this new frontman that's never fucking done anything in this town, and there's a million fucking bands that are really cool, and there always has been a million bands that are really cool around here. I just wanted to do a good job and make good music.
And then 9 years later, you guys are still rocking.
We're still rocking, and we're probably making the best music we've ever made.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
and I feel confident about that.
Well,
too.
also, it just the scene has improved so fucking much.
Oh, in the last 4 or 5 years, it's been insane. The scene's gotten so strong.
And I've been really, and I've really been impressed with it because nothing really against the bands per se, but when we were growing up, as I said earlier, every band was this screamy hardcore, which I was okay with it because I really wanted to see a band. I want to move around. But nothing was like, I'm not going to buy this album.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I'm not loving any of this. And then, now it's definitely different. There's a lot of really cool bands around. Like, my favorite local, I don't know how local they are. Local enough that I see them at Aquarium a lot, but like Go Murphy and stuff like that.
Oh, Go Murphy's incredible.
My brother's been obsessed with it for a long time. And then, of course, anything Jay Stevenson does, like fucking...
Anomic and whatnot,
fantastic.
Anomic's really good.
Well, it's a two-piece.
Yeah.
I talked to him on here. It was like one of the first musical guys I talked to. And he's just like, I was like, why two-piece? Like, you don't need a bassist? He's like, it's just easier.
Yeah.
You got one other guy. You don't got to worry.
I've seen them have 4, 3, 2.
Well, people jump up and play bass because anyone can play bass, but that's my joke. But of course, it's not true. I can't. but his thing was like, bass. Like he had a couple bass players that just didn't work out, and he was like, whatever, let's just do two-piece. And you get over it so quickly. Like the first time you see him, you're like, what? Is this not a real band? There's only 2 of them. 5 minutes in, you're like, fucking these guys are killing it.
Yeah, they're awesome.
They're a power duo.
Just like crazy alternative rock. Oh man, they're one of the only bands like that here too.
Yeah,
and it's
they're very different.
They're so powerful for being a two-piece. Like,
I want to say he was playing in Venus and Furs for a bit, but Venus and Furs was another like kind of different from a lot of the stuff.
Yeah, that's how that band's been around for fucking.
Literally, here's a random one. When I was a kid, like 7th grade, my stepdad was in like bar bands. He did like a just bar cover band called Babylon, and his drummer was the same drummer as the one for for fucking Venus and Furs at the time.
Really?
And I was in 7th grade.
That's so crazy.
And then my brother started playing for them like 10 years after that, and then now my brother isn't anymore. He was in Mutiny with Barrett and and Schwa, Josh.
I forgot about Mutiny. Shit.
Yeah, Mutiny. Yeah, and then Barrett went that way, and now Marshall's not in anything now. He's got 5 kids all of a sudden.
Damn.
That's great. So now he's doing that.
Damn.
So now he's busy. He can't play bass anymore.
That's.
I feel like we did good. How are we at? You think we can call it?
Yeah, you guys are
Oh, all right. Well, unless you got anything you want to bring up, did I piss you off at all?
No. I think I probably haven't talked to you since that house show that you saw. So.
Yeah, probably, and I don't think we talked too much because you're doing a show. So
yeah.
A little bit. I hope the perception of me being a loud and obnoxious kid at the mall has changed a little bit.
Same here. I mean, not as much of a dick, but.
You were a dick then.
Yeah.
But I was a fucking monster. Like, whenever somebody's like, was he a dick to you in high school? I'm like, dude, I used to knock shit over as a joke.
Yeah.
I would walk and be like, no one paying attention to me, I'm knocking this dumpster over. Like, I was that guy.
You were that guy.
I'm glad, like, right. Was he a dick? Well, I was fucking horrible, so I hope we're just good. I hope we're good.
No, we're fucking fine, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sure Jack will talk about it heavy, but we have New Direction Fest coming up. And we kept doing New Direction Fest after the venue closed. Just because, we originally started doing it as a birthday celebration for the venue.
Yeah.
And we just did it once a year. And it just realized that it could be something fucking huge, and it's become something really, really big. The last 2 years it's sold out.
Nice.
And it's just been...
Where's that doing?
It's going to be at the aquarium.
Cool.
Since the venue closed down, we've done it at the aquarium, and just because Jack has good ties there. And we have a shit ton of... Like, this is going to be the biggest New Direction Fest, period.
Like how many bands?
We always have 3 days.
Jeez.
We're going to have at least 6 bands each day, doing a house show after the second day.
Holy shit.
We're doing
so you're doing a post party after the second day, and then you're going to do another day?
Yep, and then I think we're doing a show on Thursday, too.
Jeez, I couldn't even imagine going to all of that.
I know.
Let alone, like, being part and doing shows during all that.
Right.
You'd be dead by the 3rd day.
So, we just started announcing bands for that, and it's going to be probably the biggest year yet. Like,
that's
just
awesome.
size-wise.
Do you got a time on that? When that's...
It's going to be the last weekend of March. So, March 29th, 30th, and 31st are the 3 days that are at the aquarium. There's going to be a pre-show at the Raven that isn't announced yet, but there's going to be a pre-show, and then there's going to be an after-show at a house on the second day.
That's pretty awesome.
And then we always do like a punk rock garage sale / record meet thing where people can sell their merch or their records or gear or whatever. We do that on Sundays. We're going to have a bunch of fucking local businesses involved and stuff too, just stuff we care about, and make sure people are going to those places. And yeah.
That's awesome.
It's going to be fucking rad.
Yeah. All right, well,
So,
fuck. Well, thanks for coming on,
Of course,
man.
man.
Thanks for fucking coming on like it's like a radio. Thanks for coming on. Next, we're gonna play some Whitesnake.
Oh man, I
Thanks
hope
for-
so.
Yeah. All right. All right. I guess
I
we're
don't.
gonna have to
I
play some
fucking
Whitesnake.
hate
Fuck.
Whitesnake.
I couldn't name you a Whitesnake song.
I couldn't either.
Maybe is that Tornado, Rock You Like a Hurricane? Is that Whitesnake or is that something else?
I couldn't tell you. They all sound the fucking
What's
same.
up, yo?
Here I go again on my own. Don't they
Is that
fucking
Whitesnake?
sing that song?
See, I like that song.
That
That sounds
Was
fantastic.
Whitesnake the one where there was that fire on stage? The pyros went off and the bar started on fire?
Is that not Metallica?
I mean, that could be Michael Jackson
Happened
too.
to
I
Michael
mean,
Jackson.
I'm pretty sure it was some divey bar when they're doing their national circuit of hitting every fucking bar after they're not famous anymore. I'm pretty sure they played
I
one
think
of
the
those.
word you're looking for is Rib Fest.
Yeah.
They're rocking every single Rib Fest, so they're not famous anymore. I'm sorry, but how many
I agree. I mean, how many Eve 6 country act I didn't care about or whatever hair metal band?
Eve 6 is awesome.
But they played Rip
Yes,
Fest.
it is. And then so did
That is
Everclear
fucking
twice.
Whitesnake.
Yep.
Yeah,
What?
Here,
It is
here I go
Whitesnake?
again. Yeah, here I go down.
What about Rock You Like a Hurricane? Is that Whitesnake?
No, that's fucking
Scorpion?
Shit. Yeah, Scorpion.
Scorpion? Yeah.
Then let me end this on my favorite hair metal joke.
'Kay.
It's from The Simpsons.
'Kay.
So is it still okay to quote The Simpsons? Okay.
I
So
don't know. Is it first 10 seasons or after?
first 10?
Okay.
Well, year 2000, so no. But it was still good. It was
Okay.
still good.
Okay.
So it would have been 10. When
Okay.
we started in 1990.
Okay.
So yeah, fuck you. Yeah. So
I was just asking.
It was their House of Horror right before 2000, so it was 99, and it was they did like the Y2K episode,
Okay.
and that's what it was based off of.
Okay.
And it was like you know how they do like rock and New Year's and bands play.
Yeah.
And some band ends playing, and then somebody goes, or and then another band to start, and he goes, all right. We're Whitesnake, and then one guy goes, "We're not Whitesnake, man. We're Poison." And then another guy goes, "I thought we were Quiet Riot." And then the drummer looks down at the drum and he goes, "It says here we're Rat." and I didn't get the joke in '99. I was like, "What the fuck?" And then later on, it just clicked because they were all the fucking same.
Oh yeah.
So funny. It's one of my favorite.
That's so good. I like that.
I thought we were Quiet Red. It says here we're Rats. Oh, love it. Anyways, thanks for fucking doing
Thanks for
this.
having me.
And
This was fun.
Now I'm excited to talk to Jack about how much you suck.
Oh god, I love it.
It's horrible, man. I'm not gonna end what I was gonna talk to him before. It was about how he needs to leave you fucking losers. Sorry, I talked to you
He's doing
first.
so much good shit he could.
Don't tell him. And he can totally leave
Yeah,
us.
you can leave us, but I don't want him to.
Don't let him know this. All right. Well, fucking cool.
Hell yeah.
All right. See you later. Boom.
Bye.
There you guys have it. Talk to Ryan. Hope you guys enjoyed that conversation much as I enjoyed it. I don't know. Maybe our conversations got a little too niche into just Fargo. But if you're not for Fargo, you wouldn't be listening to this. So hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. I love talking to Ryan, and I'm excited to talk to Jack. Coming up in a couple weeks, we'll have him on, and hopefully, awesome guy. And I got nothing really to say. Coming up next week, I think it's going to be a high school teacher. If you went to Fargo North, you know him as Mr. Kloster. Colin Kloster is his name. I hope I get to talk to him soon, and that will be our next one. And besides that, welcome to 2019, man. And thanks for listening to Place People Podcast. And if you guys haven't done it, this is the only place to get the podcast is here on this channel on YouTube. So subscribe to it if you want to keep hearing me talk to people from around this area. If you just, whatever, or not. But yeah, click like, do all that cool YouTube stuff. And thanks for listening. It means a lot to us. You guys have a good one, and I'll see you next week.